All right, friends, it's T-Man, and we're back with a brand new video. Greg Doucette, man, the bumbleclot himself, the gym lifting, recruiting, lifting slave. Yes, man, he's recruited over 2.7 million slaves on his channel, Lifting Slaves. So Greg Doucette says here, training plateau, why it happens and how to fix it. Okay, he's going to tell you how to fix it. Let's review this video, man. So Greg Doucette says, break your training plateaus. He's going to tell you how to break them. All right.
Coach Greg, in today's video, I'm going to explain to you in very simple terms why many of you have stopped building muscle.
You notice this wall behind him, man? It's just a wall of supplements. They don't build muscles.
When you first started training, because of newbie gains, everything was easy. You saw your weight go up, you got stronger.
No, that's called myonuclear domain size limit. Unaccustomed muscles usually, muscles that are unaccustomed to lifting usually get what they call muscle damage. Okay, this is how it works, man. All right, and then what happens is your muscles repair and remodel stronger so that they're stronger from any further assaults. They build bigger and stronger so that they don't get damaged again with a second repeated bout. Do you understand me? That's the whole point. Now, I'm not saying that the first or second or third time, you may be able to eke out a few more damages, okay? Maybe by the third time. By the third time, it completely diminishes. It's completely gone after that, okay? So yeah, that's so what happens is, again, it's the protective effect. So it's protected from any further assaults that you do in the gym. It's based on an adaptation system. And so whatever you were lifting there, and you definitely have hybrid, you would call them hybrid muscle fibers. There's different type of muscle fibers, okay, man? And so they calibrate themselves bigger and stronger according to that movement that you're doing. So whatever it is you're doing there, I don't know. It gets a damage or repairing and remodeling, becomes stronger, and then it's resistant from further assaults. So that's why it's important for the lazy people in the gym. I don't know, the people that don't really know too much about lifting. It's important to do several variations in lifting so that you can get bigger and stronger. That's why people will tell you, these power asshole lifters will tell you, well, bodybuilders, they get big, but they're not strong. They are strong. They're strong on every other lift because they did a whole bunch of different variations in lifting. They didn't stick to one thing. That's why they were able to eke out more adaptations. They got bigger and stronger on all the other lifts. They may not have gotten the biggest, strongest, maybe on the 1 or 2, 3 lifts, but they got them on every other lift. So they're physically stronger than you. You may be good at 1 lift, maybe 2 lifts, really good at them. But guess what? They did them all. And so they got a repair and remodeling and muscle fibers. They are physically stronger than you, and they'll beat you in arm wrestling. That's why powerlifters and bodybuilders or powerlifters suck when it comes to like arm wrestling, because they never did a whole bunch of variations to get this repair and remodeling in different variations and lifts, what their people are doing in arm wrestling. They do several different variations there, unaccustomed variations, to get as many adaptations as they can in their arm and their forearm and everything. And that's why they destroy powerlifters, because powerlifters do what? One thing, lift the heavy weight. They lift and they drop. They lift the weight and they drop it. Get it? They're not into getting physically stronger. They want to be physically better at lifting a heavy weight through force production. Something that you can't see or feel or touch.
Training was so much fun. Every weekend or month you went to the gym, it feels like you got bigger and stronger than last time. But it's been a few years now, perhaps in your 20s, and you no longer feel like you're building any muscle. And so I'm going to give you some of the main reasons why you're sabotaging your workouts, why you're limiting your potential growth. And so please pay attention. These may have affected you in the past. Or
yes, please tell us your version, Greg. I gotta love to hear this.
the present, or even sometimes into the future. And so the first one, which affects many people, is they're simply not consistent. They have varying levels of commitment. Perhaps it's the new year in January and you're training harder than last time. You're going to the gym perhaps 5 or 6 days a week. Then
what does a consistency have to do with a muscle a muscle damage repairing and remodeling bigger and stronger. See what I mean? What about eating? Protein synthesis needs to exceed this breakdown to build muscles.
Suddenly you went on vacation in the spring, you took a week off, and for some reason that week off turned into 2, 3, and then 4. And so that desire to improve, that commitment that you once put in, it's simply not...
That doesn't mean anything. What if a person is doing a full body damaging session and resensitizing, coming back and allowing the body to repair and remodel every single week, or sometimes every second week? It's a possibility. They're actually building a lot more muscle during that time, during the repairing and remodeling. What's he talking about? You don't build muscles in gyms. You build them outside.
How many people out there can say they train consistently for an entire...
Again, I told you the difficulty is the bar is high because it's the protective effect. Man, an adaptation means it needs to protect you from something. Why do steroids stop working when you inject them? They're toxic. So what does the body do? It shuts down. You understand me? It does a whole bunch of stuff to protect you from dying, dude. You're killing yourself. The whole protection against muscle damage is to protect you from rhabdo, a disease, a breakdown of proteins. You could die. If you were a factory worker and you were working physical labor jobs and you were to get damaged every single day you came into work and your body didn't repair and remodel and then it just kept breaking down, you'd fucking die, dude. So what does it do? It protects. It's a shield. It protects the muscle now by growing it bigger and stronger in real myofibrillar growth so that it's resistant from further assaults. That's the whole point. So when you come to the gym lifting, you're not going to get rhabdo and die. Could you imagine getting micro injuries every time you came and lifted in the gym? You'd be dead.
Year. Just 1 year. Remember, it takes approximately 10 years to get to your natural genetic limit. And so here...
It takes you 10 years to get to your natural genetic limit? He's lying. If you look in nuclei precedes hypertrophy or not lost on detraining, nuclei overload, it's the map shows you there. First training, satellite cell fusion, hypertrophy. It's called myonuclear domain size limit. It happens when you first come in the gym. All of you call it newbie gains or genetic limit or hard gainer. Your instincts are not lying to you. He's lying to you. He's stupid. Doesn't know anything, or maybe he knows something, but he doesn't want to tell you. I don't know, man. Okay, but it sounds like bullshit to me. Okay, it smells like bullshit. Is bullshit. MND, and during that hypertrophic process, it says in myonuclear domain size limit, it says to reach the ceiling limit during hypertrophic process, beyond where the satellite cell can donate any more extra nuclei to support further muscle growth, okay? You need these nuclei because they synthesize protein. They push that domain.
This is the reality of how most people train, more than half. At some point in the year, you're highly motivated and you're training consistently, you're pushing yourself in the gym, you're making great gains. Then suddenly, for some reason, something happens. Life gets in the way. You either go on vacation, you perhaps get sick, the summertime hits, you're partying harder than last time, and you don't consistently go to the gym. And for the most part, it's just showing up. When people go to the gym, they're usually pushing hard enough.
No, if they're going to the gym, then they're exercising now. And so you're exercising. You're a factory worker, basically. You're not going. Are you going to the gym to try to bypass MND size limit to build muscle, or are you going there because you want to be better at lifting, or you want to be an exercise dude, like endurance athlete or something? You know what I mean? Like, what exactly are you going to the gym for? You have to ask yourself that question.
But if you examine yourself for the last year and you're very honest and critical with yourself...
Oh, come on. So he shows a guy with hamburgers, a guy that's out of shape eating artificial food here. Bread is the worst thing that you could ever eat. And honestly, that cheese is fake. There's probably only 10% cheese. 10% cheese in there because everything these days is fake, bro. Your food is completely fake. They actually can make fake cheese. They don't even need to put 10% in there, craft cheese. They even mentioned that. And you don't need those vegetables, the salad, whatever else is on there, or any mayonnaise and sauces. They're all nasty. They're filled with seed oils.
Were there times when you slacked off? A couple weeks off here, a couple weeks off there.
Plus, that meat looks like it's got soya mixed in there, too, because they're so cheap.
And you're asking yourself, why have I not made these gains? Were you slacking off on your diet? Were you just out on vacation? You were sick, you couldn't train hard? Were you out there going to the bars, clubbing, and so...
Well, ask yourself, what are you training for? Are you an athlete Are you athletic, or are you just going to the gym to lift weights constantly, wasting your time there? You could waste your whole life away and not enjoy yourself. Go play basketball, go swimming, man. Go ice skating, go skiing, bro. Enjoy your life. Life is short, man. Get it? Do not be a gym lifting slave. Go there with a goal to build muscle. But if you're not building muscle, take time off, resensitize, and then come back. Do something else. Do sports. You can get muscle damage in doing sports that you're unaccustomed to doing or unfamiliar with. And so there is a repair and a remodeling there as well. Get it? You will get new adaptations if you do new sporting stuff or new types of lifting like calisthenics, I don't know, body weight exercises like push-ups, whatever, jumping off box jumps, jumping up, jumping down, a whole bunch of stuff. You ever tried running down stairs, running down a stairwell, taking the elevator back up and running down it? Have you ever run downhill? Like just a whole bunch of things.
For the most part, if you can be consistent and go to the gym every single week, at least 2 or 3 times a week, you are going to make gains, at least for the first 10 years of your training. And so if you're not making gains and you're not...
10 years. He's going to tell you the most you could gain is 5 pounds in 10 years. So what's the point of going there? If you want to chase 5 pounds of what in 10 years? What is the purpose here?
Not training consistently, we'll work on that. That is step 1. Number 2, at some point or another, you're going to be tempted to use performance-enhancing drugs, or perhaps even natural supplements. And so it's a new year, new...
Those people take it because they have a dysmorphia. They see themselves, they suffer from the Napoleon complex. Get it? That's why they do that. They see themselves as inferior, so they want to take steroids. Or some people take it because it's a business. They're competing or whatever they're doing. Or they're cheating in sports, Olympics, because it's used just about in everything, man. People cheat at everything these days. Everything's so artificial.
You purchase creatine, Turk Builder, GO2 Max, beta alanine, perhaps Hardcore 2 pre-workout. You use these supplements for, let's say, 3 months straight. Then suddenly you say, I can't be bothered. Well, you've been training under ideal conditions with all of the top supplements. And if you suddenly stop taking those supplements, you can't expect to keep making gains at the...
Look, people eat such an artificial diet these days. Their problem is they're out of homeostasis. Look, if you're eating an unnatural diet, which is not your human diet is meat. Okay? Your human diet is carnivore diet. So what happens? You look all plumpy, fat, and weird looking. Well, you're out of homeostasis. When you eat your natural diet, your body returns to what? Homeostasis. Get it? So you're going to look like a normal person. So that's another issue people have. They're out of homeostasis. Your dog, if you feed him human food, he's going to be out of homeostasis. How do you return him to homeostasis? Feed him his natural diet, man. Meat, bro. Get it? Yeah.
Same rate. And so let's say you were lucky. Let's say you put on 5 pounds of muscle in 3 months. You've done exceptionally well.
5 pounds of muscle in what? 3 months, did he say? You did exceptionally well. Okay. What's the driver of muscle? What is the driver of muscle? Protein. Protein synthesis needs to exceed this breakdown. But there has to be a formula, a connection. And I just told you, muscles don't damage all the time. It's the protective effect. Okay, so how do muscles grow? How do muscles grow? See what I mean?
You suddenly take away those supplements, and for the next 3 months, you haven't put on a single pound of muscle. Well, what did you expect? If you gain...
Supplements? So he wants you to be a slave to supplements now. See, here's the problem. You could be a slave to exercise. You could be a slave to the gym. You could be a slave to these supplements. Anything that enslaves you, that isn't tangible, it enslaves you. It's not tangible. It's not working. It's artificial. It's not tangible. It's artificial. You didn't really build anything there.
5 pounds of muscle while taking creatine, turkesterone, ActiBuilder, and so on.
See, if you build 5 pounds of muscle artificially, taking creatine, ActiBuilder, and all this, then you are a slave to these supplements, because once you stop, it'll go away.
What makes you think you're going to continue to build muscle at the same rate if you're not taking those supplements? And so to
See, what makes you think you're going to build muscles at the same rate not taking those supplements? See, guy? That's the problem, because Greg is a master at enslaving people. You understand me? He sold steroids to enslave people with steroids, and then he sold fake steroids to them. Yeah, he was making a deal with these other guys to fake you out. What makes you think he wouldn't sell you fake turkesterone or fake supplements that don't work? They don't work. Get it? They don't work. There may be some water there or something in the sarcoplasm building up, some phony shit, phony muscle growth. But that's about it. And then you're going to rely on these supplements to keep that water in there. That's just crazy. You're a slave to that. You're a slave.
Maintain while not taking natural supplements. That is amazing. Now level that up, and we know
natural supplements. Supplements are not natural. He's brainwashing all you people, man. This is great. I love this shit.
a large percentage of people out there in gyms are perhaps taking SARMs and or steroids. If you take SARMs and or steroids, it's going to decrease your own body's production of testosterone. During the time when you're on those PEDs, of course it's easy to build muscle.
No, your body's gonna shut down to protect itself. It's gonna shut down its production. And what happens is it is gonna try to protect itself from the steroids working with a second repeated bout. That's why they call it the repeated bout effect phenomena. It's the protective effect. It's based on an adaptation system. It adapts by protecting the body.
But if you then stop, your muscles are going to get smaller. They have to. How can you put on all this muscle while you're taking testosterone or taking SARMs and think you're going to keep all those gains when you stop? You're going to lose your gains. And so perhaps 3 months later, you're thinking, well, why am I not making any progress? Well,
these gains you're trying to get, even if you're trying to do it naturally, you're doing something artificial to your body. I don't want to say artificial. You're doing something unnatural to your body by trying to repeatedly damage the muscles to get them to grow bigger and stronger. Do you understand me? Yeah. It's only ever used in an adaptation process because it's the protective effect. You understand me? It's a protection from getting any more damage to your muscle fibers so you don't get a disease called rhabdo and effing die, dude. Yeah.
Why do you think perhaps your own body's production of testosterone, it's no longer at its maximum? It's now down here.
Think about it. Why do you think natural people just look so like they just don't look like anything? Because you go to the gym, look at people, they just keep lifting, right? Do they look like they're growing every single week? Are they growing every single week going to the gym? They're not. So what is the point of going to the gym? Because they're chasing a dream that they don't understand how this works. It's based on an adaptation system. You've maxed out the gains on all the exercises. There's no more gains. They're very minute. The repair and remodeling stage is very minute. It's not massive. You don't see a lot of it physically to see that muscle protruding through your skin. Is really difficult. The bar is very high, okay? But like I said, you can build muscle if you understand how the adaptation system works. If you don't understand it, then you'll never build any muscle. You're just wasting your time in the gym, okay? Being a lifting slave.
Very difficult to put on muscle if your body is being suppressed. If this is the case, you can, of course, consider taking G-test. If you have lower levels of testosterone...
It's hard to gain muscle if your body's being suppressed. Suppressed. Okay. What's suppressing it?
Studies have shown that the products in G-test can increase your testosterone by up to 200 to 400.
It's known fact that no supplement works on the market to increase testosterone. None of them. It's all fake. But yet Greg's is the only one. His G-test, it increases testosterone, but everybody else is fake, right? Even though they mentioned supplements do not increase testosterone. Yes. Okay, Greg.
Nanograms per deciliter. That is a huge difference. Number 3, your diet. Many people out there are not even getting the 1 gram of protein.
People have a misconception and think that testosterone builds muscle. They do aid in some protein synthesis and a bunch of other things, okay? But they are not the main driver of muscle. They're not the main driver. They are a key player. They're one of the players, but they're not the driver.
per pound of body weight it should be getting. Also, and trust me, this happens to many people out there. There are some days they're eating one meal, some days they're eating 5.
Look at the meals that he has there. Did you see that? Did you see that? It's all sugar. Look at this.
Not even getting the 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight it should be getting. Also, and trust me, this happens.
Look at this food, man. Waffles, spaghetti. He's got salad, which is very toxic. That's sugar, too. It's got sugar in it. He's got some other green stuff here. He's got some, I don't know, strawberries, these waffles with blueberries, and some cakes over here. And he's got some other fruit drinks with sugar. So sugar, 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 except for the fish. And he's putting some lemon juice on it. I don't know why you have to do that, but okay, whatever, man. So he's squeezing some lemon on it, bro. Yeah, it's that's about the only thing that I see there that's real is the salmon. The rest is all sugar. There's more sugar here than protein.
To many people out there. There are some days they're eating 1 meal, some days they're eating 5. They're skipping meals, they're partying all night.
No wonder why you're not building any muscle. You're eating non-building muscle foods. The sugar doesn't build muscles.
They're not getting in enough protein.
If anything, it inhibits muscles from growing.
Or when they do eat, they're eating crap. They're eating junk food, bag of chips. You need to eat consistently and consistently eat healthy. Let me say that one more time. You need to eat consistently and consistently eat healthy. If you're
What the fuck is he talking about? Chips are artificial too, like his artificial food. You need to eat consistently, eat healthy. Okay, and what is that? What's consistent? What's healthy, Greg?
just eating chips,
Sugar?
ice cream, candy, French fries.
Isn't that what he wants you to eat? Did you see what he was serving there? It's the same food. It's all carbohydrate, sugar.
Going out for drinks and having ribs and thinking you're going to build as much muscle as somebody who's eating a consistently healthy diet. Well, of course, you're simply...
Look, man, the guy that's eating the ribs right there, and if he's consistently eating ribs week after week, every day, he's definitely going to beat the guy that's eating all that artificial food. Hello, that Greg's serving.
Delusional. And so if you're not building muscle and you're not following a consistent diet that's healthy, you're not going to make those gains. And as far as diet goes, of course, it considers that if you're not eating enough calories, how are you going to build muscle? If you're trying to maintain single-digit body fat or a very low percentage of body
Did you see that food? Bread and shit, man. It's all garbage.
fat, or you're consistently on a diet, it's very difficult for you to build muscle. And so please eat enough. Try
More weird fake food. What is this stuff? It looks gross. It's nasty. Shit.
to eat 3 to 5 meals a day with enough protein and
You think salad builds muscles? You think, and this sauce that he's putting on it, you think that builds muscles?
healthy food to supply the energy to help you to build muscle. Next,
That's not healthy food. It's toxic. And it's sugar.
you to build muscle. Next, are you foregoing leg day? You only care about training your upper body because it's easier, or that's what the ladies are going to see when you're shirtless on the beach. Well, if you're skipping out on leg day, you're for certain limiting your gains. Think of the growth hormone release, the increases in testosterone, and imagine how much muscle you can add onto your thighs. If you're 150 pounds and you only train your upper body, do you really think you're going to gain as much muscle as if you're 150 pounds and you train both upper and lower body? And so stop skipping leg day, or in fact, skipping any muscle. The more muscles that you train, the more potential muscle growth that you have. Up next, you're not training as hard as you should. Many people, I'm saying probably half the people in the gym, are just going through the motions. Trust me, I look at people in the gym. I watch them lift. Bodybuilders, people who are really serious. You know it's not you. It's the average person going to the gym thinking, yeah, I want to put on, 20 pounds of muscle, lose 20 pounds of fat this year. It's my first year
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yes, Greg.
training, and that's what I expect. They're going to the gym, they're training half-assed, they're going through the motions, they never even look like they're working hard. And so when you go to the gym and you're doing a set, unless you're a complete beginner, you need to be training close to failure. And what does that exactly look like? Well, going
But why do you need to train close to failure? Why every time you go there? So every time you go into the gym, just train close to failure. Why? What's the purpose?
close to failure, it looks like you're about to fail. The best way to know if you failed is to try to do another rep, and if you can't get it, you failed. And if you
Why? So you can increase the sarcoplasmic hypertrophy? Okay. See what I mean? One will exceed the other.
and get it, well, you might have been able to get one more. You don't actually know if you hit failure unless you've tried. Many people have heard you don't need to train that hard. 3 IR, 3 reps in reserve. That's plenty. If you train too hard, you're not going to make the gains because, well, you're natural. This is BS. You can train harder than that. And for the
Well, we know you're not gaining any myofibular growth there doing that, right? So what kind of growth are you going to get? Well, one will exceed the other. It's called sarcoplasmic hypertrophy.
most part, people underestimate exactly how many reps they can do. They might think, oh, I only had 2 or 3 reps left in the tank.
You may have believed in your head that you built some muscle, but in fact, it was based on sarcoplasmic. It's not based on myofibular.
I was near failure, but in reality, they could have got 5 or 6 reps more if they really pushed themselves. And so when you're in the gym, train hard.
Yes, I call them pump chasers. They're always chasing the pump.
How hard?
There's nothing wrong with getting a pump if you're getting muscle damage. If your training is muscle damage and you do get a pump in your exercise, that's a good thing. But if you're just going to the gym every single day lifting, you're not getting micro injuries. You're not building any muscle. You're just getting sarcoplasmic training.
Harder than last time. I've been saying this for years. Look at your workout the last week, the last time you went to the gym, and can you in fact do more? Can you in fact get 1 extra rep? Can you lift 1 extra pound? Can you slow down the eccentric? Can you do a forced rep, a paused rep? Try to add something in order to make the workout harder than last time. Next up is bad form. If you go to the gym and, for example, are doing squats and you only go a quarter of the way down, or if you're simply cheating the rep up on every single rep, you're doing seated rows and you're swinging, it looks like you're rowing a boat and going absolutely nowhere, or you're simply not engaging the muscle that you're supposed to, please watch YouTube videos and see how should that exercise be performed. The best way to learn to do an exercise is to watch someone who's doing it effectively. You can read about it, but it's so much easier to simply watch a person do it and copy them. Try to use a strict technique at the start, train to failure, and slowly over time you will master this technique. Try not to ego lift in the gym. If you ego lift in the gym, it's most likely going to lead to this bad form. You're going to end up getting injured, and if you're not injured, you can't train consistently, which was the point I made in step 1. And so by improving your training technique, you're going to more effectively hit those muscles. Make sure you're doing reps at least into the 8 to 15 rep range. That is why I suggest. Of course, you can still build muscle by lifting heavier weights and or lighter, but if you stick to 8 to 15 repetitions, for the most part, for most people, that's the easiest way to build muscle. Point number 6 is many people still following the bro splits from the past. You're training each body part only 1 day per week. There are so many
I mean, did you see that guy? All he did was like lift it once and he threw the weight down. Okay, whatever.
Different ways to train. And for the most part, unless you're a professional bodybuilder or a highly advanced trainer that's an expert on...
There's nothing wrong with splitting up exercises. The problem is you're adapted. And so you've how should I put it? You've run out of adaptations.
Everything, you're going to get more results by training each body part twice or even 3 times per week. By doing that, it avoids you overtraining on any given day. You don't need to do 10 to 20 sets of anything on any given day. How hard are you really pushing by set 15 on the same body part in any one given workout? You're going to get so sore it's harder to recover. And so by splitting up your workouts so that you're training each muscle twice or even 3 times a week, you're going to be able to train.
If you're getting sore right after your workout at the gym, you're in the gym and like, I feel sore, haha, man, then you're just wearing yourself out. Now, if it's based on like pain, you're getting some DOMS, well, that's different. You've got some muscle damage at least. You got an adaptation. Now what do you do with it? You grow it. How do you grow it? Feed it.
That muscle harder with less volume, recover from that, and you'll have more opportunities for that muscle to build every single week. If you only train each body part once a week, you have 52 opportunities for that muscle to grow in a year. But if you switch to training each muscle twice a week, you now have 104 times to build muscle in any given year. So with more opportunities for growth comes more opportunities to build muscle. And so in the end, if you're not building muscle, training 1 body part per week, try splitting it up. Train twice or even 3 times per week. And so for me personally, I train
I think you need to have a strategy when it comes to, look, man, you need to have a strategy in your workouts if you're trying to eke out new adaptations. And again, you need to do things that you're unfamiliar with. If you keep doing things you're familiar with, there's nothing going on there. You're a lifting slave, a gym slave.
Entire body 2 or 3 times a week. I don't go to the gym all that often. Now remember, I also do a lot of cardio.
Think about it, two, 3 times a week. And if you're going 2, 3 times a week to the gym, or 3 or 4 times, whatever, you think muscles are gonna magically, just because you lifted a weight, they're gonna magically damage for you because you're special? Get it? You are all special. So yes, I'm just gonna lift the weight and it's gonna damage for me so I can regrow them bigger and stronger. I don't think so, dude. Get it? It doesn't work like that. Maybe in that fantasy world of Greg Doucette on planet Mars, maybe it works there. I could go to the gym and it's gonna magically damage for me so I can grow them bigger and stronger. Why do you think they're not growing bigger and stronger? Why do you think everybody's screaming fake natties and all these people, they all get crazy and everything, and they go take drugs and Geomax. They're looking for the next best supplement and everything. They're all frustrated. You want to know why? Because muscles don't do what you want them to do. They do what they want to do. Get it? You ain't the boss of this body. The body is the boss. If you're not breathing, who's breathing for you? If you're not pumping that blood in your heart, who's pumping it for you? Well, it ain't you. So who the hell are you? Nobody.
Normally 6 days a week. And so training with weights 6 days a week would be overtraining. Which brings me to point number 7. You're doing too much hard cardio. If you're doing HIIT cardio, you're going for runs. You're doing very intense.
Well, you're burning a lot of energy. It's going to be intense doing too much HIIT cardio. That's crazy. Why do you need to do that? Here's a question. But Greg's insane, man. Why do you need to do that? What's the purpose behind it? So you can age yourself faster? So you can destroy your heart, get a heart attack, and die quicker? Or increase your heartbeat so you shorten your lifespan? Is that it? Increase stress so you could fucking accelerate aging as well and shorten your lifespan. Great.
Cardiovascular workouts. And you notice that you're sore.
Holy shit, look at these crazy fucking gym slaves, man. Exercise slaves. They look insane doing this. Like they're nuts.
From these workouts, you are for sure limiting your ability to build muscle. As a rule of thumb, if you're trying to maximize,
that shit looks like crazy people. Looks like that looks like what these lab coats do to rats and mice in laboratories. They throw them on these wheels and everything. You think those rats and mice like that? They don't like that. They're forced to do those things. They don't want to do that shit, man. They're lab rats. These people are lab rats, and they're paying to be a lab rat at a gym to fucking wear themselves out. It's crazy.
Muscle growth, your cardio should not be past zone 2.
Man, I don't...
Any kind of sprinting, running up a hill, this is zone 5.
Look, man, I got to tell you the truth. I never do cardio. I never do, even in conditioning. I never do any cardio in a gym. I don't do any cardio. I have a bike, or like a bike I could ride in the street, but I haven't ridden my bike in quite a while, my bicycle, man, because it's artificial. Riding a bike is artificial. I don't like it, you know? And I prefer walking or doing some sprints once in a while. That's okay for you. You know what I mean? Doing some sprints is okay and everything, but this whole HIIT cardio and everything's crazy. Really, it's bad for you. Long distance running, it's fucking nasty shit, bro. You want to destroy yourself or you want to make yourself better? Here's the question. Do you want to destroy yourself or make yourself better?
If you're running to the point where you're having a hard time talking or you notice you're getting that...
Look at this maniac running. He's destroying himself. How can I destroy myself faster? Run. These guys on bicycles pushing back and forth. I will destroy myself faster than the last half.
Lactic acid burn. This is going to prevent you from building as much muscle. You might build some muscle when you're a newbie in the gym, but as you...
Lactic acid, that's nice for hypertrophy, yes, okay.
Become more experienced, intermediate, and advanced, if you start adding in all this hard cardio, you're probably going to not only prevent yourself from building muscle, but you might in fact lose some. So my advice, quit.
Lose some. You're going to destroy yourself, man. This is self-destruction is what I call this.
The running. It's too much.
This isn't based on self-improvement. This is self-destruction.
Impact. It makes it too difficult. You're going to be too sore. Switch up running for something like bike riding or, for example, walking on an incline treadmill, doing this.
Again, walking treadmill is artificial and bike riding is artificial. You know that? It's artificial, man. People think that bike riding is good for them. It isn't really good for you. It isn't that great for you. It's okay. It's okay. But is it that great for you? Trust me. There is a gravitational unloading here. You being on the bike and pedaling, you're sitting down. You're not grounded.
Stepper, the elliptical, these are easier on your joints, going to do less wear and tear on your body, make it easier for you to
It's going to do a lot of wear and tear on your hips and your joints. Cycling, that's what it's going to do.
recover from not only the cardio, but also from lifting weights. Remember, if you're trying to build muscle and get your cardiovascular workout at the same time,
it's unnatural to be pedaling. It's unnatural to be on these bikes, moving your arms back and forth and pedaling. It's an unnatural event. You understand me? And so it's going to wear you out in your joints and everything else. You're going to see over time.
Very demanding. Studies show that you should separate these by about 8 hours. What I like to do is I do them back to back, but I know that this is limiting ultimately my muscle growing potential. But please do the best you can.
I'm not saying you can't do this. Maybe once you may want to do this. One time, 2 or 3 times, but after that, I wouldn't do that anymore. Actually, wouldn't do it at all, really, to tell you the truth. More into doing sports and other things, other physical things, than doing this kind of shit. This whole cardio thing, just wearing yourself out, is ridiculous. Let me wear myself out. Let me see how much energy I can expel from my muscles and then put them back in again, and see what happens the next time, and come in and be a cardio slave. Does that sound like building any? Are you building anything there? Does it sound like bodybuilding? Listen to the word bodybuilding. What's that? You're building your body. What are you doing here? Cardio. What's cardio? Nothing. Self-destruction. You ever heard of cardiovascular disease? You know how you get it? Do this. Do enough of this and you'll get cardiovascular disease. Yes, you will. Anything that you do repetitively, too much that's repetitive, you'll get a disease. And then you'll try to figure out, where did I get this? How did it happen to me? People lift in the gym and they get cancer. People do these cardio machines, and they get heart murmurs. They get cardiovascular disease. They get all kinds of shit. If exercising is so healthy, then why is everybody getting diseases who are going to gyms later or dying early or whatever?
Perhaps if you do cardio and weights, you're only going to get 80% of the gains. But for most people, 80% is plenty. If you're consistently going to the gym, as in step 1, and you're doing everything else correctly, you're eating great, you're going to sleep on time, you're doing the proper training, not ego lifting in the gym, you will continue to build muscle. But if you've hit a plateau and you notice, hey,
But the question is this: why do you need to continue building muscle? Greg never gives you a reason. Why do you need to continuously build muscle? Why the 5 pounds? Why do you need to continually build muscles? Think about it. If muscles are based on an adaptation system and it only happens once, maybe twice or so in that same event, it only happens 2 or 3 times, and then after that it cancels itself out. Why is that? Why don't you get more? When you ice skate for hours, the very first time you come back to ice skating, you get some muscle damage. Then it repairs and remodels, and then you never get this muscle damage again. Why does it do that? It makes it stronger. And now you're a lot better at ice skating. It makes you better at ice skating. See what I mean? You can get some adaptations in running downhill. The more downhill you run, the more adaptations you can squeeze out in muscle damage. But eventually you'll max out these adaptations. But you'll be calibrated now when you run flat and fast. You should be faster. In other words, you won't trip and fall because you're running faster than the body can keep up with. You're stronger now. You understand me? You're a lot stronger. Your legs are a lot stronger. Why? Because they're repaired and remodeled stronger. They were weaker before. They'll get damaged. If they get damaged, you'll lose in your event. So the question is this: why do you need to gain all that muscle? He never tells you what the purpose is behind it. See what I mean? What's behind it?
really want to build muscle and you're doing all this hard cardio, especially if you're running, you need to reduce the intensity of your cardiovascular workouts or do.
And I know what it is. It's just to look good, man. You understand me? It's just to look good. That's all.
Fewer minutes than last time. Next up, you're simply overtraining with weights in the gym, maybe 5%.
In other words, he's doing it for cosmetic purposes. Why does Greg take steroids and look the way he does? Because it's for what? Cosmetic purposes. So he thinks everybody else wants to walk around looking like like they've done cosmetics to themselves. A natural person will always look natural. They'll always look natural, naturally natural. See what I mean? Even if you get a few of these adaptations, whatever, you build some, your body recalibrates, build some muscles, you come out, you'll always look pretty natural. You'll always look natural. A person on steroids cannot look natural, and a natural person cannot look like he's on steroids. So, yeah, because steroids are artificial, and the natural guy will always look natural because he's natural.
Of people are going to experience this. In these individuals, normally what's happening is they get to a plateau, they don't see any results, and so they keep training harder. They add in more volume, they add in more training days, to perhaps training 7 days a week. They're going to the gym for 1 or 2 hours, training hard every single day with no deloads, no rest time, and they're simply overworked. They can't continue. They're not recovering. You need to try a deload, perhaps not a full week, perhaps take a couple days off. Go a little bit easier. Sometimes less is more, in particular, those who are training to failure and or beyond. You can't be training to pass failure and doing 10 or 20 sets every single week. It's simply too much. And so if you notice that you don't have the same enthusiasm in the gym, you're not as aggressive in the gym, you're not feeling the vibe when you get there, perhaps you've been doing so much, so back off, go a little bit easier, and then pick up your intensity from there. Progressive overload. Start again going easy, and each week after that, please continue to go harder than last time. And for myself, as a general rule of thumb, you shouldn't be sore for more than about 1 day. If you train chest and 3 days later, you still can feel your chest, it's still sore. If it's sore to the touch or sore when you flex it, you're simply going too hard. For most people that have the opposite problem, they're not.
I would eat during that period of time. If you have any pain, you should be eating. You definitely have some damage there, so eat.
Not going hard enough. But there are some of you out there, you're animals in the gym. You push so hard. Those individuals, you can back off a little bit. Perhaps you...
Look, Greg's got his anabolic death book behind him. See that? And his fake supplements. His fake anabolic cookbook, his artificial cookbook, I call it, with his artificial food in there. And then he has his artificial supplements. And he's got his artificial muscles, which he's trying to entice you with right here. He's flexing, moving his arms, looking at you, talking. I got you guys. I'm the Pied Piper. Yes, man.
Do less sets, or perhaps don't go to failure as often. Number 9, boredom. You simply get sick of the gym. Perhaps when you started joining the gym, you loved it. It was fun. You were training. Every day you went to the gym was a great day.
It was. When you went in the beginning to the gym, it was a great day. It was fun in the beginning. And then you started chasing the dream, and it never was working out for you. You wanted all that muscle to look cool. But the fact is, your body doesn't care about cosmetic looks. It doesn't care about looking cool. What it cares about is protecting itself from what? Rhabdo and diseases and a whole bunch of other stuff. So it calibrates you, repairs and remodels itself stronger, so it doesn't get any more damage or build any more muscle. That's the whole point.
Now you're getting bored in the gym. You're going through the motions. Perhaps you need to get a coach. Perhaps you need...
That's what adaptations are. If you move from a lower climate to a higher climate where there's less oxygen in the mountain, what will happen? Well, your body will adapt to it. How does it adapt? How does your body adapt to this climate change or this oxygen change? You understand me? How does it do that? You understand? By making itself stronger. You understand? That's what it does. Okay, how does it adapt to steroids? By making itself resilient from making the steroids work. That's why they have to keep injecting higher dosages. But when they inject higher dosages, the toxicity goes up because plants are toxic. They're trying to kill you. So these steroids are made from plants. So when you inject them, they come with what? They come with their toxicity. And that's what kills you.
To start a different program. What I do suggest is perhaps try a different gym. Different scenery, different girls, guys, whatever, can have you with renewed enthusiasm. There might be a new machine at that other gym that you've never tried before and use it and you absolutely love it. Me personally, I have memberships at 3 different gyms, and one of those gyms you can train everywhere. And so in any given day, I might be training at 3 different locations in one single week. It offers you variation, keeps things exciting, and when you're excited and enjoying yourself, you're going to train that much harder. If you hate your workout and you're bored and you consider it a chore? How hard are you actually pushing? And so remember, variation is the spice of life. And number 10, and for a long time viewers, you knew this was coming. You're not using my friggin' cookbook. Of course you're not. If you're using my cookbook, you'd probably be a professional bodybuilder. You'd have amazing six-pack abs. You'd be able to do anything, accomplish everything. Your bed, it gets made for you in the morning. Your coffee's already made. You have dirty clothes at night. Magically, they're washed. All from getting my friggin' cookbook. You know you want the cookbook. Low-calorie, delicious meals for the big eater. Lots of protein, fiber. It's satiating. And we don't just have cookbooks here. We have things like Seco bars. We've got creatine. We've got Turk Builder, G-Test, G-Shred, Ecti Builder. Harder than last time for the downstairs. GO2 Max, improved cardiovascular support. Beta-alanine. Green.
See, he has all these phony things waiting for you. You get it? When you plateau.
Brand new, we have hardcore pre-workout 2.0. We've also got pre-workout non-stim for your pumps. Perilight. Bell to sleep to help you get better sleep. How you building?
Pumps, your sleep, and all this. Why is your sleep bad to begin with? Why did you run out of pumps to begin with? Why do you need to take these artificial pumps? Or artificial stuff to raise your testosterone. What's wrong with your testosterone? I thought lifting weights increases testosterone. I thought working out increases pumps, and I thought that makes you sleep better, doesn't it?
Muscle if you
I guess it's all shit.
don't sleep. We have collagen protein. You sick of farting? Get in the collagen protein.
Collagen protein? Why? You're not eating enough meat? You're on a vegan diet? Is that it? So you need these animal proteins. Okay, great.
Liver support. Ashwagandha. Tom Catalee. Improve your testosterone levels.
Sure, yes, of course. Look at him in his car. That's buy more of this so he can buy more of these cars. Yes. Support your local crack dealer, Greg Doucette.
Vitamins, NAC,
Crack man.
focus, and the list goes on and on. Also have not one but 3 training books and the
See, they're inside his McLaren. They're all waiting there. Anabolic Death Book 2.0, and he has another Anabolic Death Book 3.0, and the Circle Diet. Jesus, man. And what else does he have here? Harder than last time. Yes, his workout plans. 1, 2, 3. Okay, great.
Circle Diet book, my life's work. How to lose weight and keep it off for the rest of your life. And remember, they're all at varying price points. We have PDF and hard copies. You can get any of the several different cookbooks. And so,
you know, if I wrote a plan for people, it would work all the time for everybody. If I were to write workout plans, it definitely, you people would be so excited because it would work for you. It would work for everybody. And they would be like flabbergasted how well the plans that I put out would work for natural people. Even the diet, I put you on such a diet that you would constantly get gains in anything that you did. And even your exercises. I would explain all the different modalities, how to eke out these adaptations so that you can constantly get what you want out of the gym. And so that you don't have to be a gym lifting slave. Yeah, man. But his books are based on just work harder than last time, and buy my death books, my sugar cookbooks, all sugar in there, which prevent muscles from growing, to tell you the truth, and his Circle Diet and everything else. And his workout plans are useless. They're useless.
what are you waiting for? Head over to my website. And remember, if you have no money, head over there.
See, because when the first plan doesn't work, the first cookbook, the 2.0, then you'll buy the 3.0. And then when that doesn't work, you'll buy the Circle Diet. See what I mean? And you'll be using his plans. And when the plans don't work, you'll buy the second and the third one. And then it'll all run out. And this is where he calls you an idiot.
Giving away a free diet and training program. It's close to 50 pages.
See? He's giving away free stuff to who? Idiot, moron, and I'm a moron. You're a moron, bro. Get it? That's how he treats you people, like morons, because he's laughing at you. You're all morons. You're idiots.
What do you have to lose? You can start there. It's free, 100% free. But if you want...
See how he's laughing at you?
any of the supplements I've been talking about...
Of course. When a drug dealer wants to get you hooked, what does he do? He gives you a free sample. And then it's free. Get it? Yeah, it's free.
Books, anything, or even the Harder Than Last Time clothing line. Don't forget to enter code Greg, 10% off.
See? I'll see you in the next one, friends. Tell me what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. Helps with the algorithm. But I know you people suffer from, how should I put it? Inferior complex. So you want to subscribe to people like Greg because you're all inferior. You understand me? So you need Greg. He's your security blanket. People like me on my channel, they won't support me because I'm better. I'm better than that. See what I mean? And they want to run away from being natural. Well, I'm an older person. I'm not really a lifting slave, gym slave, but I don't consider myself the best or anything. I'm not an influencer, and I don't really care about any of this anymore. I did when I was younger. Not to say that, I don't keep up with it. I do a lot of sports and other stuff. I do enjoy my life. But I'm not accelerated aging and falling apart or dying. So I'm doing what is best for me. I think people should do what's best for them. But the majority of these people, they hang on to these people like Greg Doucette because they're losers. And only losers watch other losers. Get it? They don't want to watch winners because they're losers. You understand me? They don't want to watch winners because they're really losers. So they watch the losers and try to mimic what the loser did to try to make himself better. But Greg is still a loser. I don't really care. He's still a manlet. He's never going to change. See you later, man. Ciao.